What's going on today?
Hey, Scott. How you doing? Thank you very much. Hi, Jamie. How are you?
Andy, I am good, sir.
All right. All right. Glad to have you and Scott on board, and glad to have everybody that's here taking your time out today to join the trading studio. My name's Andy, and that's Jamie and Scott. And it's going to be a fun one today. I think you guys are going to enjoy this one. Let's dive in. Before we do, let's go over our disclaimer. I'm a little rusty. It's been a while, Jamie. I think it's been a month.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah. We are content publishers here at Trade Ideas. All right, Jamie, we're going to be looking over some stocks today, some setups, and talking about possible entries and exits and things like that. But this is all for educational purposes. Nothing that you see or hear today should be construed as investment advice. If you are seeking that kind of information, you want to look for a registered advisor or a stockbroker, somebody who's licensed to give you that. All right, agenda for today, and this is what I'm excited about, the market recap. Interesting, this has been a very resilient market, and it continues to be. We'll talk about that. Jamie will take over and dive into a few of the Holly alerts for today. And then I'm going to talk about a new service. It's not really going to be a new service. It's going to be under the umbrella of your current subscription, but it's going to be a new feature, and it's going to be a new channel, and it's going to be called TI Trader's Eye. And what this is going to be, it's going to be curated swing ideas. Okay, we've been kind of kicking this around for a very long time, but now we have the technology with this kind of global symbol list that we have in our back office that's going to allow us to do this and provide you with swing ideas, not only in pre-market but also in real time, as if something pops up to one of the traders here that we're looking at, and we can shoot it in the symbol list and have it on the top list or in your channel within 30 seconds. So it's going to be interesting, okay? And we have well over 100 years of combined trader experience here. And like I said, these ideas are going to be pre-market and in real time. And I'm thinking what I'm going to do is do a webinar, a daily webinar for about an hour in the morning. With swing trading, it's not like day trading. You don't need to be tuned into the market for 7 hours a day like you do in day trading. You can get the ideas what you're looking at in the morning. But the reason I want to do this, because I know there's a lot of traders out here, a lot of new traders that come into the business, and because I hear from them all the time, that just want to get more education and training on when to take trades, when not to take trades. So this is going to be a great little hour-long session in the morning where we can take a look at the swing ideas that we have on our channel, and then kind of just go over things that we're looking at and where we may take positions, or we got to be careful. Obviously, we can't tell you what to do and not to do. And don't worry, I've ran one of these rooms forever, so I know how to avoid all that lingo, using the wrong language. But and then I'm going to talk about a swing trade stock that I developed, and this is where I get a lot of my ideas. So I basically took a lot of the windows that I like to look for swing trades, and I combined them into one docked window. And of course, we will take a look at it. Maybe we'll look at a few for tomorrow, and then also I'll share this dock. I think you probably have seen all the windows, but it's nice to have it in one dock and to know that this is where I get most of my ideas. So that's going to be good. But before we dive into all this, let's go over our support, education, and training here at Trade Ideas. We have, you can see on the left side here, webinars throughout the week. We stagger them, 2 on one week and 2 on the next. But we have Barry's trading room right here. Obviously, let me launch my Epic pen so I can have it ready to go. And then our support webinar at the bottom, and I'll click over to the next one. These are all good venues to come. We encourage interaction, and we also want to be here for you, and especially this daily support webinar that we have at 12 Eastern time. great place to come to ask your questions, and we can, not only answer you verbally, but you can get a screen, a shared screen, so we can demonstrate for you how to do and how to build something. So remember that every Monday through Friday at 12 Eastern time. Thank you, Mike. I'm glad you like that. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it, because I've had so many people over the years come to me and just say, Andy, I'm not cut out for this, what they do in Barry's room. That's not for me, and they're always wanting some ideas. So this is going to be a great way for not only us to give you some possible ideas, but to help maybe, coach you through a lot of them. All right, guys, don't forget about our stock races. Okay, we are finding more and more ways where these races can really, benefit you when it comes to finding opportunity in the marketplace. Okay, it's a whole new approach. I know how traders are. They're kind of dogmatic, when you get into things that you like to see. But it's always nice to kind of have an open mind for technology that can help you, more, and maybe present to you more opportunity. And I feel like stock racing does that. I know it's opened my eyes to better view a topless window in a race form. And so anyway, I know most of you guys know about it, but we just kind of want to keep pounding it home that, hey, if you haven't tried it, give it a shot. And a lot of our channels have them on there. So and of course, you have your own top list. You can run them from any top list. So that's what's great. Did I somehow get off track? I guess no. I'm diving in. I'll save this for Scotty. I think I did. I think I'm starting to cover his material here. All right, let's dive into the watching this Neo. They had earnings after the bell. I held a little bit into earnings, but it's up a little bit, but not doing a whole lot. I usually don't do that, but just held a tiny bit. All right, let's take a look at the SPY and see what we got here. I mean, this is interesting because guys, we said we were in pretty much a bear tape for pretty much all the year, except for the last week, maybe last 8 trading days. And then we have, after the Fed announcement, we had this massive move right here. And for when I say massive move, I'm talking about for 4 days. Got back above our moving averages. A lot of people after yesterday closing on lows like that were thinking, oh, this is a bull trap, But boy, look what happened today. It just, right back up to pretty much this high going back 2 days ago. So this is looking strong. This is looking strong. Time will tell. I think the only thing you might have to, I talked about in Steve's, keep an eye on this. Sometimes this pattern, you could potentially have a developing. If we get up to this area right here and start to stall out, this would take time, but you could potentially have a developing head and shoulders there. But we'll see what happens. Right now, we're back above all of our major moving averages, and we'll see if we can hold it. We could not hold it yesterday, but let's see what tomorrow brings. It is Friday, and things can get kind of wacky on a Friday, but so far looking really good there for a potential move higher there in the SPYs. Let me now pull up the Qs and take a gander at them. And same thing there, except you're not above the 200, but the same kind of action today. The same kind of action in the Q. You had a reversal day yesterday, but it didn't take. That's weird. Didn't take out that low, and then boy, strong today. So looks like this, if it gets above this 360 level, could make attempt at the 200-day moving average possibly over the next couple of days. And the IWM, which I was long some TZA, but I covered from when I saw the SPYs. I go to highs early in the morning. I covered them quick because I've seen this too many times, and my idea, I had it was more of a hedge because I've been long across the board, and I'll show you guys what I've been kind of doing lately. But I was planning on to see how it acted once it got down to this moving average. But like I said, today I covered them pretty quick. Just took my little scalp. I short them on this day right here when we kind of started rolling over. But Same thing there, not as much strength in the IWM, you can see, compared to what we saw in the SPYs. Okay, so once again, okay, this IWM is lagging just a little bit there. You can see the comparison. SPYs got nowhere. I mean, the IWM got nowhere to yesterday's high. So keep an eye on that, see if it continues to lag. But Jamie, other than that, market once again is starting to show some resiliency. We're going to see what happens.
Yep, tomorrow will be interesting.
Hmm? Yeah, I think the next tomorrow and next week should be really interesting to see. I think that will be the true tell at the end of next week if we're still, bucking the trend and want to move higher. Boy, the bears would probably throw in the towel. So
Yeah, if we close above that, that one little level tomorrow in the SPY, then it's on to the next
next
level.
level. There you go. All right. You want to take it over and go over a few hollies today?
Yeah, hold on one second
All
here. I can't find my mouse. It was blending in with the rest of the
Oh
screen.
yeah,
There we go.
I have a hard
Okay.
time sometimes.
Not a whole lot to see from Holly today, but definitely a couple of standouts there. Okay, you should have eyes on my screen.
I do.
Okay. And of course, I'm a little absent-minded there. So many meetings today, Andy. I lost my train of thought. Okay, there's my pen. All right. So as we can see here, we had a total of 5 trades, 2 shorts, 1 worked out, 1 did not. Of course, I was in this one. The other one, for some reason, got rejected. I think it was hard to borrow when I was trading it over at E-Trade. In any case, that happens sometimes. Sometimes you get the big loser, and that's just the way the cookie crumbles. Now, STX, this little guy just worked all day. And I will get my pen here and point out the difference between conservative and moderate here. And not a whole lot of spread to be talked about today, just a teensy bit in this STX trade. But boy, this was a nice trade. Let me compress these. Let's just look at 15-minute bars here. All right, so look at that sweet little buy there. A little bit past that paltry pre-market activity that it had there, but pretty early on in the session, to be exact, about 13. What do we got there? 15, about 18 minutes into the session there. Just this nice little buy, and boy, it just trucked all day. And the thing to point out here is the green line here being the 10 period. This thing just controlled the action all day up until this candle right here. Little bleedy, closed below it, but then boom, snapped right back up after tagging that little 20 period right there. So just a beautiful trade in STX today. On the winning side, what was our winning? That looks really good, but all in all, it was only 1.7%, whereas the biggest loser today, losing about 2.7%. So let's, not just look at the bad, good ones, let's look at the bad ones as well. So here you can see, off to a good start. We get short right here at this level. Trade starts heading our way. I remember, looking and going, oh, this might work out pretty nice here. But then, nope. See these wicking action right here. 2 pretty bad signs. But you know what? If you're in a trade like this, whether it's AI generated or one of your own, you start seeing this action. That first wick, maybe it'll come down here and meet. But once you see that second wick, and we're right back up here to the entry price, a lot of the times we'll cover for a flat just because we get bored or a little scared, only to have the thing go ripping for you. But when you see this wicking action right here, that's a pretty good sign that the seller's trying to take control, but they cannot maintain. All right, so the buyers just took it back, reversed nicely. So that's the biggest loser, biggest winner. As I said, not really any spread to be talked about between conservative and moderate. Now, another thing I will point out about this, whether you were in the trade or whether you were just observing and watching for the stop outs to occur, this one technically never stopped out because she did bail for that flat, right, early. However, I mean, never mind. Andy, I got turned around for a minute. I'm like, this is a short trade.
I've been there.
But playing the trade around from a short trade. There was no stop out. But once you see this type of action, that's a pretty good sign. If you were, if you were short and you got that flat, might as well go ahead and flip it and see what it does. That's where the flip button comes in real handy on Brokerage Plus. But you could see if you counter traded this as a trade around from the AI based on what you saw on those two 15-minute candles right there, you could have had a nice trade to the upside. But notice what it did when it did get up to this stop level. If you did flip that trade, take a trade around, this would have been an exit, a perfect place to exit, in that that stop area just acted as a little short-term intraday resistance. But just like you, Andy, it's been a while since I did a Holly recap. I'm like, wait, hold on a minute. But all in all, just pretty much
We're
a
a little
flat
rusty.
day. A little bit of a winner on, if we're doing 100 shares a pop, you're up a little over a point conservative mode, not quite half a point in moderate, and about half a point if you just got into everything and hope for the best.
Mhm.
So that's pretty much about it for old Holly
All right.
today.
All right. Great. You want to shoot it back to me or?
Sure,
All right.
you should have it now.
I got it. All right. Well, yeah, let's talk about this new feature, new service we're going to have. And I created a Trader's Eye, a docked window that you will still soon have. You'll still soon be able to view this. I have Rudy working on a nice little icon for me on this, and then we'll be adding it to the channel bar. Hopefully, I'm hoping to get this out by next week, at least by Monday. But it's going to be pretty simple. Okay, what it is. Remember, these are going to be ideas that when you open it up in the morning, they probably will not get in here because we're looking at stuff in the morning as well. So probably 30 minutes before the bell is when you're going to see the new list for today, for each day in there. So 30 minutes before the bell, you pull this channel up, you're going to see ideas in here. Okay, these were the ideas from the day. And a couple of them were added in real time. That would have been AMD and this RIVN. This RIVN is actually one that I still kind of like. I just kind of like this setup, popping above that 20 right here, and you can kind of see there's I need to put another alert for tomorrow in here. Yeah, kind of a little pivot level right here that if it gets above, you may have a quick 10 points to the 50 period moving average. On the longer term, it's still in a downtrend, but a lot of times when I see these bounces off the lows, all-time lows, and then go sideways like that, and then start popping through another moving average, you guys know I like that. And a lot of my best trades lately have been on, setups like this. As a matter of fact, let me pull up hold on just a minute here. Let me pull up, excuse me here, and I'll just pull up my sheets here and show you what we're kind of working on. So you guys can get an idea of what we're doing here, kind of show you the scaffolding underneath. So these are the trades we've had so far. And I'll tell you, they've been really impressive. You can see ADM in there. That was the trade of the week, doing very well. Plug had a nice move from this day. There's been several great trades. I told the guys in our marketing meeting today, it's like, oh my gosh, if our weeks going forward look anything like our weeks, like our week did this week, it's going to be incredible because there was some really good calls. As a matter of fact, you can see this EVGO. I've had it in there for a couple of days, and let's see. I know it's in there somewhere. Oh gosh, where was it? Oh well, but you can see it on this day. This was back in 323. So this EVGO, I've been in for a couple of days now. I bought it on this day right here, and then this is when I put it into the swing trading list that you would have access to, and then you just had a credible move. This was the day of earnings, and I could see it, kind of trading after earnings, and just a beautiful move there. So anyway, these are going to be ideas, and if you don't want to look at the whole Trader's Eye channel, and if you just want to use this watch list, you just pop it out. You can just pop this out to a free floating window, and then you can just save this, and then you could always just pull up this every day and just keep it in your main window. As a matter of fact, looking at some of these, this is one I'm kind of watching for tomorrow. Mind Med, if it can pop above this range. EVGO, AMD was one this morning that I did in real time. Okay, so I had my alert in here. You can see where it went off, and then this is when I added it to the list. And this is what will happen in real time. I'm explaining this to you guys so you'll know if something pops in there during the day and you go, wait a minute, that wasn't in there in pre-market. Well, this is the whole idea. When we see things in real time, we want to give it to you. So with the close yesterday in AMD, I said, I didn't want to throw it in there today, but once I saw it pop right up to this range, I threw it in there, and then you would have had a nice little, 2 points in that thing, and still looking for a decent move higher, breaking above all its moving averages there. RIVN the same way, this one, I put it in there on this move. Of course, by the time you got it, that'd have been a big ugly red bar, but then that's where you would just set your alert. And this one, will probably be in there tomorrow too if it doesn't gap up too much.
Hey Andy, real quick here, is this already in the channel bar? We had a user asking.
No, this is not in there. This is just it looks like it is, but I'm the one who actually creates these channels. Okay. So what I'll do is once Rudy builds me a nice little, icon for it, he said, probably have it done today or tomorrow. And then what will happen is I will give that to Brad, okay? And then I'll give this layout to Brad, and then Brad will add it to our doc channel bar, so you'll have access to it. And they'll have a price alerts window, so you can make your own price alerts and see them when they're coming through. But it's going to be exciting. Now this is because, once again, guys, I say this because Jamie and I were both new at one time. And you come in here, and first of all, some of the volatile stocks they trade in Barry's room. Don't get me wrong, Barry's great at it, and a lot of the traders are great at it, but it's not for everybody. Okay, it's a tweaked out game, and sometimes you just want to slow things down. You can make some incredible money swing trading, especially. I'm just going to show you. Of course, these honestly, don't look at these sizes. I play more size in my brokerage account, but I'm going to show you. I wanted to bring this up because a lot of these trades were in our day. This DNA was in there back on this day right here. I bought it at 319. Now I've been scalping in and out, so my average looks a little bit higher now. But I've been in this for since 319, and now it's up to 370 something. What else is in there? I don't have some of these anymore, but I'll show you. I'm trying to see a lot of these things I'm trying to look at that EVGO, that's the one where I told you that, I got in at, you can see the buy down there at 1130. So I've been in this for a while. First Solar will probably be on the list tomorrow. I think I had it on there the other day. I know I did. I had it on here right here when it went through this level. You can see my buy, but this is one to watch. I love the way this is setting up. A lot of alt energy, a lot of the EVs, the fuel cell stocks, the hydrogen stocks have been running. I think you got to keep an eye on this First Solar. Another one that was in there the other day was Plug Power. Plug Power was in there on this day right here. And it's up almost 2 points. Another one, you can watch. You can possibly watch tomorrow. But anyway, these are pretty much all my positions right now. But once again, nothing like this size. Okay, I like to play hedge fund size or mini hedge fund size when I get in here. But still, it's been a great week. The last couple of weeks have been two of my best weeks in a couple of years. It's been some great stuff in the ag sector and the EV sector, I thought. And but let's get back because I wanted to show you what we're looking at here. Let me see where the trader's eye. Okay. So this is what you're going to be looking at. I think the main thing to be watching would probably be the top list, okay, because this is going to kind of show you every stock. This will be a high-low ticker, much like Barry's. I'm sorry, this is a high-low ticker, and this is just going to be the new high ticker. I may switch a little bit of this up because I'm not sure. Maybe I'll change this one out. If something's going to lows, I guess it's not. It's got, not that important. So I may make this a different window. But anyway, it's going to be pretty simple and straightforward with just some basic charting. Akamai is probably going to be on there tomorrow. Nice looking setup here. I think I had it on there today, didn't I? Yeah, I had it on there today. So today would have been a buy, but really didn't do a whole lot today. But maybe I'll probably add it tomorrow. SSRM looked like it was going to just rip and went to new highs, and look at that, boom, boom. It's so typical, but still would have been some nice, alpha there, maybe a buck in there. EIX looked good, but really just didn't get going. And there's some down here that just didn't work out. This Posh HP still, this is another energy stock, just still kind of in play, just didn't get anything going today. This is, I think you have one to have to watch. It's PALA. I got a chart. And this is the kind of thing, guys, that I'm going to be telling that people are going to need help with. Okay, you just don't come in and buy these. Okay, this is not like, hey, these are ideas. We think these can be much higher in 3 days, and you get all excited and just go in and start buying. No. First, and this is what I'm going to be doing in the hour webinars. I'm going to be telling you kind of the process that goes through my mind and other traders' mind that's been trading for a long time. It's like this fresh, okay? This fresh this morning had a beautiful little setup there. It had that bottoming tail yesterday, but look at my alert up there. It got nowhere near it. It gapped down. So I wasn't even looking at this all day, okay? No sense. Now, I have my alert in there. If it goes off at some point, I'll reevaluate. It probably won't make the list tomorrow, but same thing with this arch. I think Steve may have put this one in. The setup was there, but really only that candle in the first 15 minutes went straight up and straight down. And that's other things I'll be talking about. It's like, be careful in the first 15 minutes of the day. Don't, if the setup's there, don't feel like you have to go chase them, okay? Because there'll be plenty of time to get in. Remember, this is not a day trade, it's a swing trade. You're going to be in this thing possibly 3 to 5 days or longer. So, you want to avoid those first wicks in the morning. So something like this, you might want to, let it go higher. Same thing with panel. You can see it opened up barely above yesterday's high, but it never really did anything. Maybe when you're swing trading, set your alert a little bit higher. And then you'd like to see those things go off 30 minutes after the bell. Okay, so hey David, how you doing? Yes, Barry's is fast paced. This is one that is still looking pretty good here, although it's really kind of sloppy. I'm not sure what went on these days. I may have to, that's pretty nasty. I have to take that out, but I'll see what it does once it goes off. HP, same thing. Never really took out yesterday's highs. Never even looked at it. Posh, same thing. Never even looked at it. Now, all these other ones I looked at. SSR, I meant to buy this, but I didn't. It got away from me, and really, I'm kind of glad I didn't after that action. P10. I've noticed in the oil, I didn't want to buy this. I noticed a lot of these oil stocks are having a hard time bouncing. Even though this looked really beautiful coming into the day, I was kind of hesitant because I've noticed a lot of these oil stocks are having a hard time making that, after this big run, making that next move. So, going to hold out a little bit. Mine, never triggered, but it's one I'm watching for tomorrow. AMD was a champ. RIVN for tomorrow. EVGO was a nice one today. Just a beautiful extenuation. Now this is one where, I've been in this for 3 days now, and now trust me, I've scalped out. My style is I usually buy bigger size than I normally would for a swing trade. I anticipate the move when I see these setups and I see volume coming in. I'll buy a big chunk. Steve always gets tickled at me because we'll buy the same thing, and he's good at just hanging on to them for a very long time. My entries are great, and I'll buy size because I can usually detect there's going to be some movement, but then I start scalping out pretty quick. Just taking chunks off because I have size, and then what I end up doing is holding a swing trading size, and now I have profits bagged, and I can be a little more lenient on my last chunk there. anyway, it's a good style, but you have to be able to, understand setups and anticipate those moves, because if you do buy a chunk and it doesn't work, you can get jigged out pretty easy. Now, the thing about using these lists, this is the bad thing. I can't go back in history because it will not look. It'll look at the same symbols. So that's the only thing about using these global lists and lists that change every day. If you try to go back and go to history, like the last trading day or the day before, it's going to give you the history of these same. So that kind of stinks. But nothing we can do about that. You'll just have to, if you're interested, just track them. Track them. We'll have them in our sheet in the back office as well. If you'd like to see them, you can always just ask us. All right. Once again, this is the plan, and the plan is probably to start the webinar. I'm thinking probably 30 minutes after the bell. Okay. This is not something that we want to do in pre-market because there may be some ideas while we're in the webinar that we can add on the fly, and you guys can actually hear us doing going over the trades. So I'm thinking we'll probably start like 30 minutes after the bell and run for an hour. Unfortunately, we all wear a lot of hats here, and like Jamie was saying, we've been in meetings and doing business development and all sorts of things here. So unfortunately, we probably won't be able to do more than that. But trust me, an hour is all you need when we're looking at ideas. We can, and you guys may have some ideas as well. Let me see, Jonathan, Andy, if you have time, not topic. Let's see, not off topic. Speaking of anticipating, do you scan for anticipations, low range days? Low range. Typically what I'll do, it's a very good question, Jonathan. Yeah, I will scan. I will anticipate a lot, and that EVGO is a good. Let me show you my first entry in this, okay? And this has been my best trades lately. Okay, I will see, and this is where, guys, I tell you, in this environment, because we've had such a kind of volatile tape during the first 3 months of the year, I don't chase highs. I do not chase highs. I look at stocks I want to buy, and I will put price alerts in there because I know people are going to get emotional a lot of times and get jigged out. My first entry in this EVGO was right here on this day off the 20. As a matter of fact, I think I bought it a little bit before then, around 313 or something like that, and then I added to my position the day after earnings, where I saw the earnings, and then all of a sudden it popped, so I added to my position there. But a lot of times my anticipation will be buying on a pullback. Now, when I do this, okay, I won't buy a huge shot. This is not an anticipation buy, okay? This is a I'll take that, thank you buy. So I may be half a size here, and then on this day trading, I'm about to get a bar reversal. They had earnings, and then all of a sudden it takes out this high. I'm adding a pretty good size chunk there. So I'm anticipating this move, but I'm not chasing. I'm not buying. Some people are really good where they can just continue buying. I'm not that way. I like to get my chunk pretty quick, and then as it moves higher, I don't think I sold any on this day, but I think this day right here, I think I sold some at like 12:35 today. Yeah, it was right here when I saw a lot of the EVs getting hit. And so what happened is I took some off at, I think I 12, as soon as that bar reversed, I took some off there, but I still got a nice chunk left right now. I'm trying to think about, okay, this is a great example of one that I will possibly anticipate if for some reason in the morning it looks good and my alerts right here. But if I see pre-market action and it starts to really move, and if I see volume coming in, I may anticipate a break above this 125, and maybe my average will be like 122. But great example. This is a great example because really, if it gets through here, it's a real chance. It's a good chance it may move quick for a nice 20-cent move. So this is where I may buy a chunk, and gets up here to this, I'll take a quarter off or a third off just to bang out. While other people are chasing. I do that I do that actually quite a bit.
So
Uh,
Andy, when are the new morning webinars going to begin?
I said 8 o'clock. I shouldn't say that. That's my time. 30 minutes after the bell.
Okay.
Yeah, because what we don't want to do is a lot of people think, well, wouldn't it be better in pre-market so you can kind of get us? Well, you really don't know, and that's the thing about trading, guys. There's so many variables that affect trading. That's why algos can't beat a good trader. Okay, because there's so many variables in the marketplace that you have to look at. Uh, and that's why you can't say in pre-market, oh, I'm going to buy this, I'm going to buy that. That's where you have to be careful because the bell rings and then everything starts going to hell on you. So you got to. This is why I think it'd be best if we let the market open. You'll have the ideas. And a lot of it is just straightforward. I mean, like like AMD. It's straightforward. If you have any sense in trading right there, and you see that resistance of 3 wicks, and then all of a sudden it pokes through on volume, right? So you'll have these ideas in your head. So when they when they do happen, you won't need me to. We can't tell you to buy or what to buy or anything like that. But a lot of it is just common sense. If we throw an idea out there and you see it breaking through a range on volume, maybe that's a pretty good idea. But the first 30 minutes is noisy, and not only that, that's where we may be working in some of our trades and doing things. So I think it'd be best if we opened up 30 minutes after the bell and then talk for like an hour and just kind of go over the trades.
And will the first one be next Monday?
No, no, not this Monday. It won't be that quick. I'm probably thinking hopefully by the first of next month. So we're probably looking now. This will be available. This will be available probably hopefully Monday. Hopefully Monday you'll have this channel and you'll be able to see the ideas. But as far as the webinars, we're probably looking at the first of won't be that Friday. Probably Monday the 4th is what we'll probably shoot for, because we're going to have to get all our ducks in a row on support and all that, and just make sure everything's covered. And one of the guys will, whoever is available, probably be me and Steve a lot of the times, and then maybe Chris on sometimes, and maybe Jamie if he wants to. But
So Andy, Jonathan had a question there.
Mhm.
You're pointing out the areas of interest that you're looking for on these setups. And he's asking as well, is there a scanner that'll do that for me? And
That's what I'm. Great question, Jonathan. And now I'm going to show you. As a matter of fact, I forgot about this. I'm glad you brought that up. Now, I'm going to show you the where I do my homework. This is where I'll do my homework tonight, and then also we'll do some in the morning, obviously, because the morning opens and you have stocks that are in the news and things like that. But this is my swing trading doc. Okay, and this is where I'll get a lot of my ideas for the next day. Okay, so this is what we call the Trend Change Pro. This is kind of like a few of the trades you've been looking at that I find my best trades of late, because we're not in like a roaring bull market right now. You got to be real careful buying highs. Okay, just like that SSRN that I showed you. That's the kind of action you get a lot of times. Uh, Let me show you again. This is why I'm careful about buying highs and buying breakout. You see a lot of this, and when you're in a bear market, or just came out of a bear market, whatever we have going on right now, it's still very volatile and tricky tape. I don't buy highs. So a lot of times I will look, for these trend change pros. And let me see if I can find something that'll kind of give you an idea. Look at that one right there. That's a beauty. I mean, you have a stock. This may be on there tomorrow. Okay. This has been basing for basically 6 weeks, finally trying to break out of a range, and look at this pattern right here. Okay. Let's set an alert right there, and I'll be very interested if that goes off. Now I may do it really early in the morning, but still, this is the kind of stuff I'm looking at when I'm looking at my uh, wolf. There's another one. Oh, a lot of these things look alike. It scares me. There's one right there. Now this is one I'd like to have caught today, but been in a little bit early, but still run. So this is what I'll do. I'll go through here and just kind of look for those stocks that, you know, may not. There's another one right there that look like they're setting up. In other words, they've had a move. They're above a lot of their moving averages, and now they're kind of going sideways. In other words, they're not pulling back, you know, after these, a lot of them cases, all-time lows. I'll look for a lot of these. Revenue growth fishing. A lot of you guys know I love this. Look at this, RIBN is in here. And this is one that I will be very interested in tomorrow. I mean, you got a stock that has fallen from 177 all the way down to 48. Okay, got a little bit of a pivot level here. These are the kind of things I like. Another thing I like about it, guys, if I'm wrong, I get out quick. Okay, in other words, if it breaks out of this range, okay, and then falls right back in and breaks these moving averages, there's two ways to play it. Okay, me, I like to pick up a little size, scalp out some quick. Now, if I pick up a little size and it doesn't do what I think it will do, I will get out quick. Or you may be one that plays small size. Play small size, and maybe you can give it, you know, $4 or $5. You know, if you want to go that route, but you're giving it $4 or $5 on the downside. You're looking for possibly $12 on the upside. So there's a 3-to-1 ratio there. That's a good risk reward risk ratio. So I love to look at a lot of these trades like that. There's another one, the semiconductor, you know, that I'll just come in here and I'll just put alerts. And when they go off, it's breaking above the 50, breaking through that $8, you know, critical pivot line. That's a lot of your swing trading ideas, guys, comes with homework. Just doing what I'm doing right here, you know, looking at charts and putting in, set it and forget it, putting in these price alerts. When the price alerts go off, then you evaluate. Okay, you don't go out and buy automatically. Okay, you got to see, is volume there? Okay, is there any volume behind this move? What's the market doing? What's the semiconductors doing? This is a you want to look at the SMHs and see what the semiconductors are doing. Breaking out there. Maybe this one is one to keep an eye on. So these are the kind of ideas, guys, that we're going to talk about in the webinar, and I think it's going to help a lot of people, because I know there's a lot of people that don't want to come in here and just try to, you know, super day trade, fast day trading. And I'm telling you, you can do very well on what I call swing scalping, and that's what I do. I don't look for these huge moves. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Yes, I will share the doc. I sure will. We could, you know, we'll be looking at Holly's stuff too. Holly will be part of this. We don't know what Holly's going to call, so obviously I can't put the stocks in the in the swing alerts, but or swing watch list. But we can definitely, you know, take a look at Holly when they come through. Now remember, when I'm looking at Holly, I'm looking for possible swing trades. I'm not looking for day trades. So we'll do that. Another one here is just stocks. Now these are going to be more. These are going to be more bullish. That's where I found this nice setup. Okay. This is also where I found that IEX today. That's was a very nice setup. Didn't follow through that much. P10 is still on here, still setting up, but what, they just don't want to go. That's a buyout. UUP is on a nice setup. And then we have above all moving averages. I find a lot of good stuff in here. Okay. And what I like to do when I'm looking at these above all moving averages, I don't want to find the ones that are very extended, you know, like this MP. I don't want to be chasing this tomorrow. It may continue to go, I don't know, but that's not my style. I don't want to chase something, you know, after a 20% move, whatever it's been. So what I do is I do a change from the 10-day moving average, and then I get the ones that are close to their 10-day moving average. So I know they're above all their other moving averages, but now they're close to their 10-day moving average. And look at this JB Hunt pulling back. Okay, still above all its moving averages, but it's right at. So this is the kind of stuff that would interest me. Pulling back to a key level and right at its 10-period moving average. That's a buyout. There's another good one. Nice looking, above all its moving averages. And look at that, starting to curl up, and now this may make the list tomorrow. That looks pretty sweet. Gonna be careful though. I typically don't like to take too many new trades on a Friday. That's just me. That's just me. I usually do most of my trading in the in the mornings. I'm sorry, in the first 4 days, and usually Friday's a day where I'm kind of getting out of stuff. You know, weekends, a lot of macro events going on down there. If I can have a really good week, and bail out of most of my stuff, I'll keep some stuff, but or maybe play, if I do trade anything, it'll be small size, but I don't like to be loaded up on a weekend. All right, let's see here. Yeah, you could do that. You could take that, Jonathan. I thought about making races in here, but races are better for fast moving stocks. But that's a good idea. You might try that. That's a good idea. Let me share this right quick before I forget. Swing trade doc. And it's going to put it into the chat window. And there you go. So you guys have a little doc where you can do your own homework. And even if you day trade, a lot of these setups can be great for day trading as well. It's not my style anymore. I will day trade a lot of times, a portion of my position, but I'm looking for, typically I'm looking for about 3 to 5 day move. All right, David, let's see, PWSC. Let me take a look at that. Yeah, not bad. Not bad. Yeah, a big short float in that one.
And a small and a low float as well.
Oh, boy, that's one. Yeah, that's one to keep an eye on. I'll stick an alert, and this is something with that low float. You got to. I'm gonna minimize this so I can see it better on the big screen. Yeah, you got to be careful. Like, I've been building a position because all these ag stocks have been running. So I was building a position in this one for basically a week on this Y10, because it was stuck down here. I actually bought it, I think the first day, like or maybe on this day, I bought it, and it just did nothing for about a week. But I just been buying and buying and buying because all the other ones were running. This RKDA made some really good money on that. Steve actually did. He held a lot of that. I think he's still in some, so he did better than I did on that one. But I started buying this Y10, and I sold half today, and hopefully I'm holding the other half to maybe try to get up here on this 6. But the reason I was bringing it up is, look at this float. Okay, same thing. We don't have the short float that you do, but the float. If they're not doing volume, guys, you got to be real careful, because sometimes you pull these up and there's a 15-cent spread, 20-cent spread, or there's no bid or offer at all. You just got to be careful. So you got to have conviction and play on the daily. I prefer to have volume in these things. Did finally got a little volume coming in today, but I think I offered out a chunk up here at like 5:35. It took forever anyway. Whatever it was, everybody started backing off and nobody would hit me. It took like 20 minutes to get filled. All right, guys. You're welcome, Mike. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and yeah, keep an eye out. I think listen, if you are having a hard time, day trading, don't feel like you have to do it. Okay, you can make some really good money swing trading. Slow things down. And even if you don't have that big of account, guys, I'm telling you, you can still you may be thinking, geez, I only have a $20,000 account, 15, whatever, you can still make some decent money, especially on some of these low price or low float stocks or something like that. So anyway, I think it's going to be great, and I look forward to getting into webinars with you and giving you guys some ideas. But Jamie, I think that I'm done. I'm talked out.
No, that was some really good stuff, and I think everybody, including myself, is looking forward to it.
Oh, good. Good. Yeah, I think it's going to be fun. Okay, Jonathan, go ahead. I can answer one more question. Thank you, David. I appreciate that. Always makes me feel good when the old timers in here, man. Give me a thank you. See, does it just show one time? I'm not sure. I don't understand. Oh, use historical date. Yes. No, you can. Well, you can bracket as much as you can bracket a couple of days. Are you talking about like in a top list? A top list is only going to show you like a 5-minute time frame. But if you're in if you're in an alert window and you use historical date, you can put in like 2 or 3 days. It's the key to it is, let me show you. If you go to historical, are you talking about time frame? Are you talking about a top list where it says use historical date? This is only going to show you a 5-minute window, right? Because remember, these fresh every 30 seconds. So it's going to give you every symbol that would have been in that top list over a 5-minute time frame. Yeah. Well, yeah, think about what it's doing. Symbols come in and out of a top list like every 30 seconds. 5 or 6 symbols may leave and 5 or 6 more new ones may come in. So if you try to do it over like a whole day, the top list would just be too long. It's only going to give you like a 5-minute time span. All right, you're welcome, no problem. All right, guys, thank you very much. I'm going to bring Scott in here to walk us out. You guys hang on. He'll have some coupon code to give you guys.
Yeah, thanks, Andy. Thanks, Jamie. A couple items. If you are an Interactive Brokerage client, that's got some great news. You can connect directly with Interactive Brokerage using Brokerage Plus and execute your trades, manage your positions, all that kind of good stuff. Learn more about Interactive Brokerage at tradeideas.com/IBKR. And if you're an E-Trade client, you get a really fantastic $0 trading experience, no commission. Connect E-Trade to your Brokerage Plus instance and Trade Ideas and do auto trading, do any kind of automated strategies, whatever we can offer from Trade Ideas with E-Trade with no commissions. Just learn more at trade-ideas.com/E-Trade and we'll show you how to connect your account. This is an ebook, My Favorite Strategy Indicators, written by the gent who brought us Holly, the AI, the backtesting module, the odds maker, and other Trade Ideas innovations, Dave Mabe, our director of software development. You can find this book at trade-ideas.com/strategy. Just put in your email address and get the download link sent directly to you. We have a recent newsletter that we've found has been pretty popular. If you like the trade of the week, which is free, you can sign up for strength alerts. It's $17 a month, but you get 4 alerts every Sunday night. Trade-ideas.com/strength. It's the perfect step. If you're not quite ready for a full Trade Ideas subscription, you can get a taste of what we offer by signing up for that. And if you decide you want to sign up for any subscription or do an upgrade, use the code MARCHON this month to save 15% off your first month or year of any new Trade Ideas subscription or upgrade. And thank you, Andy and Jamie, for the excellent webinar today. You can find us on YouTube at youtube.com/Trade Ideas. You can also find us on Twitter at Trade Ideas. Jamie is at QuantBot. Our Steve Gomez is at TISteveG. Our Chris Varley is C Varley 1734. We also have other handles you'll find if you follow any of those. We are on Facebook. Trade Ideas Pro is the handle there. And if you have any questions at all, email us info@trade-ideas.com. It goes to our help desk software, gets you the support you need as quickly as possible. So the recording of this session will be up tomorrow morning on our YouTube channel. You get an email reminder tomorrow from GoToWebinar with a link to the playlist where you can find it. So thank you, Jamie. Thank you, Andy. Have a good rest of your afternoon.
Thank you, everybody. I'll see some of you guys tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.